Y'all, so today's President's Day, and like my office is located in like the basement of the health department. And so like everybody else is like off work. They got today off. It's the holiday for them, but like we're literally the only ones here. So that's why I can go back to the little sitting area outside because ain't nobody coming because there's literally two of us in this entire building, right? But the crazy thing though, and this is why the lighting looks like this, is because they don't turn the lights on when they're not here. So like there's no like light switch for us to light switch or whatever. So yeah, we're just sitting in the dark. Like our office has light, but if you go like in the hallway, basically, there's no light. But anyways, so a couple things coming up that I'm really excited about. This week I'm having my doing like the nutrition workshop in Sanford. So I'm really excited about that. I posted that maybe a couple of weeks ago now. I'll post it again at some point. But if you're, able to come out, register for that event, it's gonna be really awesome. I think I'm really excited about it to really just talk with a group, um, just about nutrition and meal planning and all that kind of stuff. If you can't make that one for whatever reason, totally get it. My next mini course will be not this Thursday, but the following Thursday, so February 28th. And I'll be talking about what am I talking about? Oh, the cost of being healthy. So really debunking that whole thought of that being healthy costs a lot of money. It's going to cost you a lot of money. So I'll be talking about that on the 28th. So 7:30 as usual. So I'm excited about that. So today I just wanted to like kind of talk to y'all about just having a heart of generosity. So like you guys know, like I was like really focusing making God um head over the area of my finances. Like I've been talking about finances for a while, basically, really since last quarter. So maybe like October to the end of the year, I was really focused on trusting God with my money, being a good steward of my money. And so then January was like I was having all those issues with like my plumbing and everything, and so then I'm really having to be strategic of how I use my money, but really relying on God to make my needs met. I told you guys that God wanted me to sow a pretty substantial seed um, at the end of February, right? And so and I was like, I don't know where this money's gonna come from because literally I was paying like over $200 like a couple months straight just for my water bill, and then I also was paying for plumbing, like so to get a plumber out to try to fix the leak or whatever. And so like I have no idea where this money is coming from, right? And it's crazy because we talked about it kind of in church, so we've been dealing with finances in church the last couple of weeks, right? And one of the things my pastor said or he mentioned was just like, it's not that we need more money. Sometimes it's just, you need to be a better steward of what you have or submit what you have over to God. And so like originally when God told me that, oh, I want you to sow this, really big seed, I thought, okay, well, surely it must be coming from like somebody, somehow I'm going to get this extra amount of money, like this extra amount of money is going to just drop out of somewhere, right? That's what I was really expecting. And not to say it can't happen because it ain't the end of the month yet, so literally it could come out of nowhere, right? But what I'm starting to think is that wait, you have the money. It's just that I had already like planned what I was going to use it for. Like so, basically, I did got my taxes back and got my income refund back or whatever. And so like I already had a plan for that money. Like some of that money was going to go towards like credit card debt and paying off my like personal loan, and then I was going to save like part of that money to just for conferences. So conferences that I want to attend this year. So then that way I don't have to worry about finding ways to get there. I already have the money to any conference that I basically want to go to. That was really my plan. But now I'm like, well, I created that idea, thought of that idea, within myself. I didn't really consult God over that, and maybe God wanted me to use that money differently, and maybe part of that money was supposed to be used for that seed. And so that's like, whew, guys, because I wasn't really planning for that, right? But then, so Sunday was crazy, right? Like, we were talking about finances, talking about, being generous, just the spirit of generosity. And so, like, I sold like a substantial amount of money yesterday. And now I'm like, whew, yikes. Like, now I'm like, okay, well, did I satisfy that seed? Or like, the amount I sold was basically half of what God told me to sow, right? So I'm like, okay, so does that count for half? So now I only have the other half, or do I have to have like the full original seed plus what I gave yesterday didn't count. Like I'm trying to figure this out, work this thing out, right? I'm like, whew, this is getting to be a lot, right? But at the same time, it's like, and because let me tell you how it went, right? So first, like we did offering, right? And so I gave my regular offering. Well, no, I usually do mine on the day I get paid. I tithe that amount, like automatically. It automatically withdraws from my account. So then that way I don't really have to worry about, like my tithes are covered, right? I don't have to worry about it. And so if I want to give offering on top of that, then I can, we have like tests to give and all that kind of stuff. And so God was like, sow this amount. I was like, all right, say no more. Got it done. And the service keeps going. Like it was a really long offering period. Like the whole in the church was really like crazy, right? So, anyways, and like we were really learning, actually being able to see how being generous helps other people, how it impacts other people, right? And so then God dropped in my spirit, you know what? Give another amount. So like the first one. So now we're at 2. I gave twice now, and I was like, okay, we're good. And then another thing, and I know it's God, because first of all, I'm not trying to spend all this money. Like I love my church and everything, but like I was not trying to sow that much money yesterday. That was not the plan. I'm a good $20 sower, and then like, all right, y'all good. But no, we was well beyond that at this point. And so then, I gave twice, and then I was like, well, this thought came up in mind, which was God, because it wasn't me. And my pastor told us yesterday, the enemy ain't gonna tell you to sow. So then that leaves only God at this point, right? So I was like, all right. It's like you might as well make it an even whatever amount, right? So I was like, all right, okay. But then this is gonna be it, right? And it was like, all right. And so we're now really way past my regular seed amount at this point. And then it was one more time when God was like, so that amount. And that one was like bigger than what I already sown. Like, it's like, ooh, this is getting to be a lot. And part of me was like, you know what? I don't know. I don't want to do this. I don't want to keep sowing. This is a lot, right? But then the thing was like, you know what? No, because one of the things we were talking about and one of the things we were breaking in that moment was the spirit of poverty. And the spirit of poverty will have you, trying to hold on to everything. Everything you get, you try to hold on to it. And it's also a mindset. So like, you're always it causes you to be like greedy, it causes you to worry, it causes you to like not have integrity sometimes, because like you're literally trying to supply all your needs within yourself. So you do things that are not necessarily integral. So you might cheat somebody, you might steal something, you might do whatever because you're trying to look out for yourself. And really you should be relying on God to supply all your needs. So the thing is like, okay, we're trying to break this poverty spirit in this moment. And we're also, creating a spirit of generosity, cultivating that within ourselves. And so it's not necessarily more so the poverty part, but me like, and it was all really connected, but really me having a heart to be generous, to like look for opportunities to sow, to look for opportunities to give to other people, not necessarily hide in that area in this moment, right? And so it's like, you know what? Because I started questioning like, okay, was that for me or not? I was like, I don't know. But I was like, you know what? You can't, there's no harm in giving, like if you give, even if it wasn't specifically for you, like you're going to get blessed regardless. Like, and so like, because God honors those things. When you sow and you give, God will honor that. And so like, there was nothing that I would lose from giving. There was nothing but stuff for me to gain. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it. And really like having that whole mind frame shift. Because the thing God dropped into my spirit, because the thing was like I was starting to beat myself up a little bit about how I'm like, not wanting to give always or whatever, not always having like the cheerful attitude. Because the thing is, you need to have like a good attitude when you're giving. Like, don't give it something to someone like with an attitude, being like mean or whatever. Like, you should be a cheerful giver, right? But the thing is, God dropped into my spirit was like, keep sowing and your soul will catch up. So like me not wanting to give or me not necessarily having the best attitude about giving or whatever, it was really coming from my soul. So like my soul was just like, ain't with it yet. And like if you're fasting, you kill your flesh and you feed your spirit. So the flesh is your soul. So like your emotions, your will, your personal will for yourself and all that kind of stuff. And so God was basically instructing me like, keep on sowing. And the more you sow, like eventually your soul will get in line. So it's not nothing for me to like beat myself up on how I don't have the automatic thought of, oh yeah, I'm really like, yeah, let's give all my money away. I don't have that thought right now, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. It's because as long as I keep sowing, regardless of what I think or regardless of how I feel, um, eventually my soul will catch up where I'm looking for opportunities where my soul is truly happy, truly joyful to give. And so it's not relying on my personal feelings, but making sure I have the mindset of no, I'm going to sow because I've submitted all my finances to God. And so when God says sow, you sow. It's kind of cool today. I was just scrolling through Instagram actually, and I saw this BuzzFeed post where there's like people were sharing like the nicest thing a stranger did for them, right? So like one story was how like this girl was on a bus and she was going a really far ways, like from, let's just say, because I don't know where she was going for real. Let's say she was going from like Tennessee to like Wisconsin or something. I don't know where she was going. She was going somewhere. And like they are like 4 hours within the trip and they stop at the midway point. She gets off, for like a breast break or whatever, and comes back and the bus is gone. She said what one of the things someone did for this guy, this random cab driver, literally drove her to the location where the bus like basically caught up with the bus. So drove her 4 hours for free, did not charge her anything. Because literally the girl had no money, all her stuff was on the bus. Like literally the driver drove her and caught up with the bus so then she could get back on the bus. That was one of the stories they talked about. And it was all these really nice stories. Like another person had said like, oh, it was Christmas, they wanted a Christmas tree. Their mama gave them like $20 and somebody heard them having a conversation with like the owner and basically how everything's out their budget, and somebody just randomly bought them a whole Christmas tree and the owner just gave it to them. Like, so just different stories of how like people like really just were helped by just a random stranger. And so then I started thinking, I was like, I can't necessarily say, not that I felt any type of way about this, but I don't necessarily remember a specific time or that a stranger has helped me. I mean, it might have happened, but I don't, like, just off the top of my head, I couldn't really remember anything. Not that I was like tripping about it, but it was just like, I was like, I don't know if I have one of those type of stories. But then I thought, okay, I might not have one of those type of stories, but does somebody have that type of story about me? So has there been a situation where I've helped somebody, like a complete stranger? And I was like, again, off the top of my head, I couldn't necessarily say that there was a specific time where I've done something like that for someone. Now, I've given, people money or whatever, but like even going beyond that, because it's not always like to give money. Sometimes God is calling us to do something more. And it's like, have I really taken those steps to actually do something more for someone that I didn't know, being led by, the Holy Spirit? And so like I'm in this whole season where one of the things I'm definitely trying to cultivate is just looking for opportunities to help other people, looking for opportunities to bless other people, really looking for opportunities to really show the love of God to other people. And so it's crazy how like all of this came together, right? So like worrying about finances, being in that situation where I understand what it's like to like be unsure about if you have enough money or whatever because of whatever something may have come up, and then being in a position where everything from that situation got taken care of, everything was basically restored, everything's good, and then being in a position where it's like being more mindful of how I'm spending my money in this season, being mindful of like what exactly I'm doing, like like the unnecessary purchases, and then being mindful of like, because one of the things Pastor Bill talked about again was how like someone told him to always carry cash on you because you never know when God may want to use you to bless someone else, and if you don't have cash on you, you can't give them nothing, And so just being more mindful and like sending part of my budget, hey, I want to give alms to like literally funds you give to help someone else, and so like being mindful about that and then adding that to my budget. So then I have planned for it and I'm able to actually go forth and do it because I have the cash already. And now to be in the situation where I'm literally trying to grow in the area of giving, in the area of being more generous, and like how everything kind of just lined up together for me to be like this, to be an area that I'm like solid in. So I'm really looking forward to, like the point where I'm like, okay, this is all came together for this moment, and like now I've arrived at this point where it's like, what, the whole generosity thing is something that people could say about me, like, oh, Lonnie, she's a giver, she gives, she's generous, and not just generous with like my money, but also like with my time, with my, resources, with whatever it is that someone may need. So yeah, I just want to encourage you guys, like, if you know you're stingy and you don't like to give, and like offering time, tithes and offering time is like your least part of service and all that stuff, I just want to like encourage you to like start small, but like be intentional about giving to others and helping other people out, and being intentional and looking for ways to help other people out, and to continue to sow and to give, and specifically give your money for at the beginning of it. So then that way you're sowing seeds, and you're sowing seeds of generosity that will then produce, and then you will become a more generous person. You'll be able to show the love of God, not just tell people about God's love, but literally show it through your actions, through your giving. So yeah, that's all I got for y'all today. Again, my next mini course will be next Thursday, so join me here. I'm really excited about that. All right, yeah. So I'll talk to you guys later.